Let the Inferno consume you!
Welcome back to Ulduar Boss Guide series. Ignis the Furnace Master is next in line, and as you can see, he is a big bad fire guy, which means that you want to use either fire resistance aura from a paladin, or alternatively, fire resistance totem from a shaman if you have no paladins available. There is no hard mode for this fight, only normal mode, and his abilities are pretty much the same for both 10 and 25 man difficulties. You will want to pull the boss next to the water pool just like you can see on your screen right now. The reason behind is his Scorch ability. Sporadically throughout the fight, Ignis will start blasting flames from his hands in front of him and leave a massive patch of fire in his location. Tanks and melee should pay attention to this, never stand in front of the boss or in the fire. Note that if a main tank is standing very close to or inside the water, Scorch will evaporate. Most of the guides will tell you to move around the room in some form of a circle. But the easiest way to reduce movement and to make your life so much easier is to have the main tank alternate boss positioning between ground and water every other Scorch. That means every second Scorch will be deleted by the water and you will never have to swap sides. The reason why we need some Scorches are the adds he will activate throughout the fight. Iron constructs will come to life from the sides and they cannot be killed traditionally. They first need to be dragged into the Scorch by off tank where they have to cook until they are red, after which they should be pulled into the water where they will be stunned for a short period of time. At that point, they can be shattered by receiving a damaging blow that's over 5000. Ideally, you will assign a Boomkin, Elemental Shaman, or a Warlock that can knock them out with one big hit. You will need to control the adds and knock them out because each add that is alive will increase boss's damage by 20%. So if you leave 3 or 4 adds alive, Ignis will hit like a truck and run over your raid, especially during progression. So pay attention to the adds and make sure you're controlling them properly. This is not a DPS race, but it's more so how you control the adds and making sure that they go down one by one. Ignis will also pick up a random raid member and throw them in his pot. While in the pot, they will take fire damage for a while, which needs to be reacted to with healing. So healers, be sure to pay attention to who gets thrown in. Extra tip is that you can still cast while you are in the pot, and you will receive a huge haste buff after the boss drops you off. Be careful though, because after you get dropped, you might be near Scorch Flames, so pay attention to your position. While Ignis is picking up someone, he will move away from the tank towards his target. If you're using Scorch Water strategy, his movement will be more predictable, whereas it tends to be more chaotic if boss is dragged around 4 platforms. Last but not least, Flame Jets are his trickiest ability. Roughly every 40 seconds or so, Ignis will cast Flame Jets that will deal damage to the whole raid, interrupt and lock their casts and knock everyone up in the air. This is by far the most dangerous mechanic in this fight. You will either have to stop casting to avoid the interrupt and spell lock, or use the combination of Paladin's Consecration Aura with Aura Mastery, which will prevent the silence. Whichever way you decide to deal with this mechanic is completely up to you. Pay attention to your DBM timers and communicate when flame jets are coming. If you have multiple paladins in your raid, you can set up a rotation for aura masteries, as long as your paladins remember to switch off the auras. To recap, main tank needs to position Scorches properly. Off tank pulls iron constructs into the fire, after they are red into the water, at which point a ranged DPS needs to one-shot them with big damage. Heal people in the slag pot, and stop casting or aura mastery flame jets, and do not stand in fire. I wish you luck with this fight. Please do me a favor and smash that like button and consider subscribing for more Wrath content. You can find me live on Twitch and YouTube. Both links will be in the description on the video. Many thanks to WotLK for additional Ulduar footage, and on that note, roll the outro.